it sounds like maybe somebody's fan has gone haywire or something.
All right, I can start. Everyone is ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to start. So, issues that went well. Mega patch went in, the CSS one, and we've only found one bug that it caused. So, yay! There could be one's pretty good, and it seems like it's limited to just situations where the module's loading admin CSS that happens to conflict with theme CSS. So there's not a load of admin CSS, and usually it's really specific anyway to one page. So I don't think there's much chance of more regressions, but let's see what happens. The Voltron patch number 1 is getting there. That's the one to move the theme CSS files into classy. Almost all the issues are RTBC/postponed, apart from 2. So that's my issue that need attention. Hey, Long!
You can't both be Drupal Twig.
Hey, you're an imposter. Drupal Twig. I'm the real Drupal Twig.
Yeah, I'm the fake one.
Larry, can you tweet the YouTube link?
Huh?
Larry, can you tweet the YouTube link with the Drupal Twig?
Can you wait a second? I need to find my headphones because my...
Alright, forget you.
You gotta fix that.
Lower your volume.
Why are you shouting?
Why is everybody shouting? Mm-hmm.
Oh god, now the fun going. Alright, so shortcut module was going to move into the 7th theme, but because Bartek also uses the shortcut module theme CSS, that needs to go into classy instead. So there's 2 issues to do for Voltron patch number 1. Those are my high priority things I want to get done this weekend, hopefully. That's me.
For moving shortcut, and what was the other one?
The other one was the forum module, and that one just needs review. I think it's pretty much good to go.
Okay. I'm not sure about moving the shortcut stuff.
What aren't you sure about?
Well, I think the argument would still be that that's functional and should stay in core.
Well, there's parts of it that aren't functional, like the animation that slides in, the transparent gray background for the text, the star icon. I mean, the functional stuff is clicking on the link and adding a shortcut, isn't it?
I still think that stuff should look good, no matter which theme you're in. It shouldn't only look good if you're using Bartik or a classy-based theme.
Well, did we move classes that it needs into classy? Because if we move the classes, then yeah, we would move the CSS.
Well, I'm not sure. We'll have to check. Let's discuss it in the issue. But even if we move the CSS to classy, yeah, we should move the classes as well, I guess. But so that I discussed this with Jibran in the issue because he had concerns about this as well. And I think like if there are themes that do want to control how that looks, like they want to add their own star icon or they want to do their own thing, then there should be a way for them easily to remove the CSS they don't want, the non-functional stuff.
Well, they can with the style sheets removed, so
yeah,
it's not hard.
No, but that's the use case of classy versus stock, right? One's functional, one's look and feel stuff.
I really think that it's a different thing with the front-end stuff, the front-end admin tools. That's like a fundamentally different thing than all the other things that we're doing with moving things from classy. Because that is part of Drupal. Yes, there could be an admin theme that wants to change that and override that, and you can still do that with the theme. Well, an admin theme can't do it, but like it should look good. Like we should have a toolbar that looks nice. We should have shortcuts that look nice. We should have these drop buttons with quick edit that look nice when you're using it, no matter which theme you're using, if it's one based off of classy or not versus classy. That's my opinion.
So the way we're going about the toolbar stuff is we're it's not loading CSS from the front end theme, it's loading CSS on the admin theme. So you'd have to install an admin theme that doesn't use classing if we went down that approach. Like, the admin stuff shouldn't be affected by the front end theme.
Yeah, I don't honestly care how it gets done. I just want it so that if I make a theme and it's not based off of classy, that I don't have to redo every single front end admin tool.
Right.
That's all, you know.
Right,
So
okay.
if Devin can take care of it, if we have a way, like Toolbar found a way to do that, where admin the 7 theme can make it look nice, then great. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do have a solution for that. There's a separate patch. Let me put it into the needs to work one in my section. Yeah, so all the admin widgets that appear on the front end, and the idea is to load them from the admin theme, not from the front end theme. The front end theme can't break that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Am I next?
Yes.
All right. Okay, I have all the things. I've been using a gist to track all these issues that we've been working on. So I'll try not to duplicate thing here. Yep, mega patch is in. Title block. Thanks for all the testing, David. You find all the obscure bugs, and I really appreciate it. I think it's fixed now, but if you could test it again, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll try again tonight.
Pretty.
I eventually quit yesterday.
Well, it's fair enough.
Too many weird things were happening. I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Just the one thing I'd suggest is just do a fresh D8 site install before you.
I always do.
Okay, cool.
I did repeat. That's what I'm saying. I think the 7 bug that I saw where the tabs disappeared was on a completely fresh install without the patch. So that's why I quit and was like, is something weird going on that I don't know about? And I just gave up.
Okay.
So I'll try it again tonight.
I can do some manual testing as well. I'm now free with my life, so I'm gonna hammer on that.
All right. That would be great. I really think we just need manual testing, and then
Yeah.
let's get it in front of the committers because this needs to happen. So, alrighty. Theme view fields is RTBC. We just need feedback on the profiling. We also probably need feedback on profiling for the title block. So that's one that both of those probably would need maybe Capta's opinion on, is my guess. But and then menu class generation was RTBC, but a couple new things to fix. So I'll fix those, and hopefully we can, if somebody would be kind enough, if I ping somebody to hopefully take a quick look and move back to RTBC, that'd be helpful.
I'll RTPC it again as soon as you get it there.
Sweet. Great. Alrighty. We have a bunch of issues that just need reviews from people. Like there's patches that are in shape, but need eyes on them. So renaming the menu regions, that one might need like feedback and review, but there we go. Views render pipeline double escaping, that's one you said you were going to look at, Joel, right? There's a test thing, or it actually needs work, isn't it?
Yeah, it needs work.
Yeah. Alrighty. Tabs dream markup. That one's kind of been a little bit of mess because of I don't know. It feels like some of the rerolls and things, or some of the patches introduced some regressions for the styles. So that probably actually needs some cleanup. It's at needs review, and we should take a look at it. But my guess is there's probably more cleanup that needs to be done on that one, because there haven't been any inner diffs on the last patches and stuff. So, anyhow, these were like the classy phase 2 cleanup issues. C templates is at needs review, so it'd be great to get some eyes on that one. F templates is at needs review. P templates is a really, really old patch. I'm not even sure which templates that's affecting, but it's like from May, so that one probably needs to like kind of be done from scratch, probably. Image widget, that's where the file widget was overriding the image widget. There are like 2 very minor things that need to be done to fix it, and if somebody wants a really straightforward, easy thing, it's a really good one because it's straightforward. So, so we have the mega patch removing the remaining module CSS. We're almost there. I'm not sure which ones are blocking that from being ready, but that's like the user and the forum and those sort of modules.
Mm-hmm.
So we should look through that and get that one done, because that'd be, man, if we get that one done, it's like we're not going to have to override CSS nearly as much with Drupal. That's going to be so nice. We already talked about the move admin CSS stuff. The libraries override, it sounds like there's a good syntax for that now, but we need work to make that happen. And it looks like maybe there's an initial patch, but I think that's definitely it needs work. And then I think this is an issue you filed, Louis, about removing unneeded CSS from core. I think that one's just like at an action step. We need a plan of like what are the things we want to remove and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So anyhow, and then there's just renaming all the remaining CSS files from .module, and that one I think we need to finish all the CSS moving before we do that. And then there's theme views field, which is postponed on the views render pipeline. So that would be fantastic if we managed to get that done. The other issue I wanted to just bring up is I haven't filed an issue for this yet, but I was thinking about this as I've been working on the block conversion issues. Right now, Classy does not have any blocks placed in it in the standard profile. And I think we should have blocks there. I think we should have the same blocks as Stark. Because
is there an issue open for that?
There isn't, but I'm going to file one. Because there's no good, like, for testing profile, we can't have things for Classy. But Classy is effectively working like Stark used to work, where it's, you know, the baseline, and I think it'd be a nice win for site builders and things like that.
There was a follow-up to the convert local task issue, which is not the issue to do it?
Well, it was about that, and it was about making it easier for Contrib to update their tests. So I think I'd probably spit an issue off of that one. I think I'd reference it there, but I think it should have its own issue. Because I think setting up the actual config installs is super easy. I don't know if we need an upgrade path, like basically, because we have our upgrade paths for the block conversions have not added things to Classy. So I guess it would be nice if I don't know if we could still add that upgrade path in for Classy, but it'd be nice. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, when that first came up, my initial reaction was no. But the more I've been playing with it 'Cause I don't think Classy actually needs the block since you wouldn't actually use it as a theme, but the more I've been playing with it to just like see how markup looks and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, it would be nice if these blocks actually were here so I can look at these things. So yeah.
Yeah. So, well, and so if something is sub-themed off of Classy, doesn't that do those
No.
blocks carry over to the sub-theme?
No.
They don't. All right. Okay.
It's
Yeah,
it's really just an issue of if you want to turn on Classy and make it your theme just so that you can look at the markup and see how things are represented so that you can start theming it, but once you add your own theme and your own site, you're going to have to position your blocks.
Interesting.
That makes sense. But that was Stark's old use case, right? An example
Yeah.
of people's default output.
Yeah. Yeah, my thought was just it should work like Stark works.
Yeah, we're just doing the exact same thing for Stark.
Yeah. All right, I will mute myself so you don't have to listen to my cat beg for food. So, that's all I got. Ta-da!
Here, kitty. Mine's going to be very short. The views replacement token fix went in, and thank you, Joel, for banging away on that at the end. That was awesome.
Critical.
There's one issue that I would love to get some help on, which is that twig templates can call just about any method on any entity object that they are passed. So this issue is about setting up whitelists for certain idempotent methods, and being able to access properties on those objects instead.
Is that the one with the try to enable Twig's sandbox mode or something?
Yes,
that's that one.
Yeah, so it's basically enabling sandbox mode and then setting up whitelists. A couple of early requests on that issue were that those whitelists be configurable and that there be good profiling on there. Last week I put in something that's basically the poor man's configurability, which is yet another configuration in your settings PHP file that lets you configure the methods that you want to let through. The ideal solution would be a proper service container, but that's, I think, going to be more work than we are going to be able to do.
Is there for that one? Is there a profiling scenario? Does it have to be very specific, or can it be just like your regular 50 nodes on a page type thing?
I'd like to get some feedback on that, actually. That's what I've been using. Basically the front page with 50 nodes, 10 taxonomy terms of 5 users.
Have you
idea if
posted?
that's a reasonable. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
As long as it's only reasonable if it actually does do that function or does that call. So if it does the call and checks, then it should be reasonable, I think.
Okay, it definitely does that call. The homepage is, I don't know, 450 or 500 calls through it. So.
Cool. I'll try to redo your scenario there. See what I get to. Looks good though.
All right, cool. In that case, I think we need to push it in front of the proper set of eyes. And then I'll put in a shameless pitch for the Pacific Northwest Drupal Summit on October 10th and 11th down in Seattle. Lovely, rainy Seattle at the moment, but come on down anyways. I'm trying to organize some sprints. I just got back into town, so I got handed the last task on the list. So if people are thinking of coming down, Joel's already said he'll be down. I was thinking of making it kind of Twig/front-end focused. Jennifer Hodgson will be here, so there'll be a docs sprint as well, which front-end could probably use some docs as well. So yeah, get in touch with me if you're interested. That's all for me. And the teacher strike in Seattle's over, so I actually have to send my kid off to school today. So I'm going to be jumping off the call in about 10 more minutes or 5 more minutes.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, so We have a translation wrapper as an object is RTBC. I don't know if it'll stay RTBC, but at the moment it was RTBC. So it's basically returning an object from the T function instead of a string. It gives us a lot more opportunity to deal with how that's being rendered out or how it's being manipulated when it goes into a Twig template. So that one would be cool. It's like we make sure that the stuff is safe coming in and going out. But it also has some future possibilities. I'm sure Alex could speak to that better. We also discussed on Tuesday morning that we're going to introduce a new placeholder, and I was whatever you call it. I was against it, I didn't fight it when it was there because they had some good points. We're getting rid of the explanation point in T. It's basically this like raw in Twig. It allows you to just pass through stuff, but it gets used a lot improperly, and the stuff that's going in, it's not really very safe. So we're just going to get rid of it. Put @. So that's what we're going to do for that. And then the colon placeholder is going to be used for a common use case of using URLs in hrefs. Or not even hrefs, it could be any type of thing that accepts a URL. But a tag inside of T. An attribute that takes a URL inside the T function is quite common, usually in href. Takes a URL placeholder, and in this case will be like colon URL would be the placeholder name. So we're going to try to do that so that we can handle those better, because people can put in like bad protocols and they're not filtered properly. Like escaping doesn't actually solve the problem. You need to filter out the bad protocols, and the bad protocols are like JavaScript alert XSS, for example. But escaping would, if it was a string, escaping can deal with it, but you can get around that as a hacker. So we're trying to make it a little bit more safe. So that one's RTBC for part of it. There's a few other issues that are related to that, including all the ones that are converting all the explanation points to @. And so I'll be working on that quite a bit during the week. The nested form tag thing, it was RTBC last week. It kicked back this morning. I kicked it back again, so it's still RTBC. But yeah, just wanted to mention that. And then we were looking for some other stuff. I found that there was some escaping, like Ajax popping up, or not Ajax, XSS alert popping up on the screen when I was doing some testing, trying to figure out where it came from. Turns out if you use, like in JavaScript, jQuery.html, it will allow you to get the raw value, but if you use text and the value was escaped in HTML, then if you use that injected into somewhere else, you're actually injecting the JavaScript, so you could actually create a new XSS. So that's fun. So don't use text when you're trying to grab values. Use HTML because you grab this already escaped one. If you use text, you have to escape it manually. I don't know how to do that in JavaScript. Next is attention. So basic string formatter, change that new line to BR to the twig filter. Yeah, filter for that, which was kind of cool. It was fun to do, but we're stuck on that one. I'm not really happy with the tests on that one. Maybe they just need a bit of explaining to me, but I'm blocking that one on the test being weird. Lowry fixed them for me, and then Andy he made them more elaborate, but they're still doing what they were doing before, which is testing the input, and I think they should be testing the output. So what's coming out, so it's testing a render array's values instead of testing what that render array generates. So I don't know if anybody can look at that. Maybe Lowry, you can look at that again or something. I don't know. I have to jump back on this view render pipeline double escaping taxonomy Boolean stuff. That's blocking the theme function, as mentioned earlier. Theme function conversion. And move logic from safe markup from the locale. I have to fix that. I apparently the CSS does matter, or the classes do matter. Larry took a screenshot. I have to go look into fixing that one. That's me.
Yeah, and so people who don't know, all that placeholder stuff that Joel is talking about is basically what's keeping us from RC right now. That opened up like 6 criticals.
And there's like 15 people working 24/7 on fixing them.
Yeah.
But there is, right now, at least earlier today, there was 18 critical issues because of that. Yeah, there's 18 critical issues right now.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what I'll be working on. There's a lot of smaller issues that subdivide them so that we can test them individually. But yeah.
So they just
upgraded
upgraded all the related issues to that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, all the blockers.
All the blockers for the stuff.
So basically at Barcelona, this is all anybody's going to be working on.
At least for the weekend, I will be.
And everybody else.
There's not that much to do anymore. I mean, the speed we are moving on those is crazy.
Yeah, 5 of them are RTBC.
Yeah, there a lot of them are fairly simple, but it's really about the testing on those things. But people, like Lara said, they're being tested like crazy. So, and we have lots of added tests to them for checking for double escaping, and we have some patterns that we can do for checking to see if there's going to be double escaping anywhere, which is pretty cool. Like I had an idea when we were on the call, which was to check all of like the routes that are accessible. I just basically do like a grab for them, and then Daviner came out with a better idea, which was to write right in the test. Not something we would commit, but right in the test. There's a nice little assert double escape type thing. If you write it into the test itself, the one like Drupal get and Drupal post, then you can essentially test anything that's being tested already for double escaping, which might be able to help us find some of those things, which is a really cool idea. You can test everything that we've already been testing. So it won't eliminate it entirely, but it would get it like 90%, I'm sure. So yeah, I haven't seen them put that patch yet. I have to keep in track on where that's going, but I'll check in with Daviner and see.
All right, for me, I don't have much to talk about. I'm just working on testing the page title stuff right now. That looks to hopefully be done. Or hopefully at least done by this weekend. The system theme CSS was moved. Yay. That was a really big deal. I bugged Outspot and got to commit that. Because if you look at Classy now, that included a number of the fixes for like renaming the files that were already there and reorganizing the folders. And then fixing that issue I had with the layout test, so the layout file is now gone. We don't have the style sheets remove that anymore. So Classy actually looks like a proper theme now. And if we were to release the way it is now, it wouldn't look like an embarrassment. You're like, oh no, this is exactly the way we intended it. It's fine. And the last thing I have is...
I missed this thing.
What's that? I think you're being blamed for the placeholders.
Oh, sweet. I said no at first, but then I said yes.
So the last things I have, Mark brought up the last of the Banana Phase 2 templates, so that's good. It'd be nice to get those done. And on that same vein, there's one JS prefix issue left. So if somebody can review that. It's already been reviewed, I think, twice. Anna left a big review where she tested a bunch of stuff, but she didn't RTBC it. So if somebody can give it a quick pass, and if you think it's okay, RTBC it. The only outstanding part of that is there's some JavaScripts that we're changing that there's no way to test. Some of it is actually dead JavaScript. So I'm like, need to test the dead JavaScript, so can we just RGPC this? So if somebody could do that, then that one's feature complete, and I think that might be blocking one of the classy template issues. I think maybe the C one. And if we can get those complete, then the banana stuff is all feature complete. And then if we move the dot module stuff or the module theme CSS, then that's feature complete. And then a lot of the stuff we were trying to do is completely done.
Looks like Lewis already RTPC that one.
Yeah.
Lewis just swooped in.
I win.
So yeah, I mean, I think we're actually at the point now, or at least I'm at the point where the page title might be the last big thing of yes, we have to get this in. A lot of the other stuff is okay. No one's gonna have a heart attack if that one little bit doesn't get completed. For me, at least.
And what's the big selling point on the title one? Just so I know.
We convert it into a block.
Yeah.
So now it's not a special variable anymore, a page template variable. It's a block, so you can do whatever you want with it. You can move it to another region. You can sort it within the other blocks that are already there. You can define display properties on it. So if you wanted to conditionally be available or not available, don't display it on the home page or whatever. Now that it's a block, you can treat it like everything else. It also makes it a little easier to theme, I think. Because being a block in a region with the other blocks, you don't get that weird situation we had with the variables where they're not in containers because they sit outside of containers by themselves. So you can't do things like, say, all the blocks in this region give it a margin, because then the title's exempt from that because it's not actually in a block. That weird stuff we have now. So it makes everything consistent across the board and how all the elements are treated.
And was there anything from Wim in terms of making that? Is it a performance blocker too?
I don't really think so.
Help with the
he
performance?
profiled it, and I think he was saying what he saw was a 1% regression.
So about the performance, it's actually less performant, and
yeah, we know that.
And the thing is that it's uncacheable and it's unlazy loadable. So there is nothing different than before in terms of.
Why would it be uncacheable? Is it just because it comes from too many different places, or?
Yes.
I guess it's because it's part of the main content.
Yeah.
Is the main content not cacheable?
I think so. If the wall page is not cacheable, the main content is not cacheable.
Okay. Well, we have I guess everything is kind of cacheable because they have that dynamic page cache stuff, which makes everything really fast.
Yeah.
So if we don't have any non-cacheable things on the page, then the page is going to load super fast.
And that's why we have the placeholder in. So if there is something that is uncacheable, we can still cache the whole page except the placeholders, and then we can just load the placeholders later.
Yeah. The only problem with those kind of moves is there's the jump because the JavaScript has to pop it in there.
Yeah.
Is that what's going on with all the stupid... I'm sorry, stupid. When I test things on Drupal 8, the page jumps around like crazy when I'm on the admin interface. And it's been driving me nuts. Things will, pop in and move everything around on the page. Is that what's causing it?
Probably. Sounds like it. Usually there's a placeholder and then it gets replaced with the actual content, and then the content needs to reflow inside of the DOM. So that would
right
make
now
sense.
there is other reason because of some of the CSS is on the bottom of the page. They are being loaded after the page, which makes also things jump.
Why?
CSS at the bottom?
Yes, in the installer.
Oh.
Well, but I'm talking about when I... So, for example, if I go to a content types field display page, I think, last time I checked that one, a bunch of the buttons and stuff will be unthemed, especially drop buttons, I think it is. And then it'll pop into place. But it's really awkward.
I guess that is just JavaScript.
Yeah, that is because we're skinning all the drop buttons in JavaScript. And by we, I mean Drupal's doing that, not me.
Right. Is there any way we could put in some like default styles or something to prevent that from happening?
So that's the thing. If we start hiding stuff so they don't jump around when JavaScript gets enabled, what happens when there's no JavaScript? We'd have to hide stuff, and then it's like.
I don't know. I guess I'm just raising this as I use Drupal, this is a big thing that's annoying me that I haven't had to deal with before. And if we're able to fix it, it would be really nice. I don't know the exact causes of it, but I think that I see a lot of things jumping around when I'm in the admin interface. And as a user, I would like it to jump around less so that I am not annoyed.
It's gonna be jumping more, and we have to placeholder anything. So.
Spanish jumping beans.
Yeah. See, I don't think anyone's done any front-end performance testing on Drupal 8, especially not in the admin interface.
Very likely.
Back-end performance.
There's some CSS and JavaScript that we could do to mitigate those things, the jumping around, but it means like doing lots of like Node.js prefix types, not prefix, but Node.js selectors to see if it, like you were saying, Lewis, just to make sure that it works when JavaScript's disabled.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, it would be a little bit tricky. That's something that somebody I think could probably tackle, like on the CSS. CSS JavaScript type novice issues maybe on the sprint on next Friday. Just look into something that's jumping and work away at the JavaScript at making sure that it jumps less or doesn't jump at all.
Yeah, we have an issue for reworking the button component already, actually. And if we could move a lot of the markup into Twig instead of into being JavaScript, that would help.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would help. I don't know. Maybe we just need to set up a meta for it, and then investigate and find all the places where things are jumping, and then look for solutions for each of them. That's my.
Okay.
Giant.
We have the issue to do browser testing, which I need to. I've been focusing on these other issues, but it would be great if we. That'd be a really good thing actually to do at sprints, is have people just test this, and. Maybe that'll be a good way to find some of these things.
I think there'll be at least another testing group at this sprint as well, but I'll talk to the sprint people just to see what they have planned. But there was one last time. Like there's usually a whole group of people that just testing on Drupal 8.
Mm-hmm.
Emma, do you have anything for Bartik related stuff?
Not really. I've just been working on whatever anyone needs me to review at the moment. I have some free time for Barcelona and then the sprinting. So. Yeah,
and you're arriving tomorrow. Both of you guys are arriving tomorrow.
Yes, so late.
Yeah, late.
11 p.m. midnight.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Joel, what time
Larry
was
and I
your
will
flight?
be still sprinting.
Yeah, we'll be there just.
I'll be arriving around 10 in the morning on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. And Larry and I will sprint till you guys get there.
Yeah. So I have 2 issues there still. Or was David already?
I'm done.
You're done? Okay. So I have 2 issues. Both are fixed. I don't have anything that is blocked or needs attention right now. The first one is make local tasks cacheable. It's done and makes local tasks cacheable in Drupal 8. It was possible because of the block conversion. And then also we fixed the tweak critical, which Mika Kerr was hacking a lot. So cool stuff.
I think we should.
If anybody needs any profiling stuff, I'm set up to do that at the moment after I did the last one, and it seems to be working pretty good on my machine. So just ping me if you need it.
I think that because of the work we did on the local tasks, should get performance credits that we can spend on the page title block.
I don't think it works that way.
The view templates and preventing Twig from deleting entities. Like those
Training
are all
performance.
Like we need a 10% reduction, so we should be able to put in these 4 things that are 1% each.
Right, Mark, but you do realize that the conversion to Twig was such a big regression that we'd be in a huge hole in what we'd have to pay back.
Yeah, we have to dig our way out.
We owe too much. Keep your mouth
We're in
quiet.
debt right now.
Hey, it's just an idea.
I'm sure if the security team had to do all the stuff that Twig's doing for us now, then we wouldn't be in debt. That's my point on that one.
Okay.
Sorry to disturb you. Is this just the door sliding closed, or is it you're like don't disturb?
Oh, I'm gonna.
Also, if you guys, I have since like last Saturday, I did a crazy thing where I downloaded all of Drupal 7's modules and themes that I could get a hold of. It's like 6 gigs worth. So if you guys needed me to grep something across all of them for like usage statistics or something like that, let me know because I have that going as well. I was grepping all of T functions and all of Drupal 7 on Saturday last week, so I have it.
That's good stuff.
It looks like we have some frozen people.
So, are you people excited of Barcelona already? It seems to be quite warm here.
That's good.
I'm excited that you'll have fun in Barcelona.
Aww.
I'm happy for you.
I'm already sad that there's some people aren't coming.
So, about the next week, I guess we are going to skip the call.
At the pool, right?
No, we should have the call because it's the day before the big sprints.
But at least, yeah, I have other
That'll
stuff.
cause people to miss things at Barcelona, though. So.
Sorry, I'm on the beach. No, we should have the call.
What time is it there for the call?
5 p.m.
Mm. That's probably, if you're gonna have it, that's probably a good time, right? Right before dinner for a lot of people.
Mm.
For half an hour, maybe.
Let's see what happens. Let's just like most of the time.
Yeah, for half an hour, maybe. But that's the maximum.
Yeah, we'll do a quick, like, if anyone wants us to give things to people on Friday.
Maybe use it as like a sprint prep thing. Like, here are, people can raise issues that they think would be useful and doable to get done at the sprint.
Yeah. And if we don't, then we'll just make sure we grab you guys and on IRC and just kind of get anything that's from you guys in terms of what you need people to do at the sprint.
Yeah.
So should we somehow organize the sprints next week? I mean, for us, the DrupalCon sprints usually have been very less organized. So should we try to organize them more, or what do you prefer?
We could try to organize them a little bit on the weekend, maybe, but we can discuss that while we're there, I think.
Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah, the weekend Monday. Discuss.
Maybe set up a Trello board or something like that to track the theme.
Stickies. Oh, I'm bringing stickies.
Yeah.
I have IRL.
Yeah.
Last couple sprints that I've done, I love the IRL issue. It's awesome. So just put a bunch of stickies on the board and then like stick them on people's back and say, "This is yours."
Yeah.
Kick me.
I vote Larry to run the sprints.
Yeah.
So I'm starting for the critical sprints, if there's any criticals left.
There won't be.
There is. Yeah, on Friday, if there is no criticals left, then I'm gonna be front-end sprinting.
Same.
Wait, if there are no criticals left, won't it be RC and then we can't work on front-end stuff anymore?
RC's late.
No, RC has a deadline.
RC won't be till October 7th at the earliest now.
Oh, okay.
They might make an exception. I don't know.
There's 16 critical, now 18 release blockers. So, in theory, yes, 18 release blockers could be fixed by next Tuesday, but my guess is October 7th is when things are going to happen. Particularly because a bunch of people are going to test it at DrupalCon, and they will find critical issues. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything, so I still assume it's going to be the October 7th. But yeah, let's see.
So close, but
Okay.
it allows us to maybe actually finalize some stuff in the theme system. It might be a good win for us.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to fix them.
Yeah, at least we should have the motivation at the DrupalCon.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it's the last sprint where we can do whatever we want. Yeah, in beta, we can do whatever we want.
Mm.
We can still break APIs.
And add kittens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're in a beta.
Yeah, we can break it.
I
Okay,
put that
so
in marks, our beta process.
so are we done, or do we have something else we want to discuss? David, are you from Barcelona?
No.
Oh.
Sad. I am sad.
We are crying.
I am.
I'm in New Orleans.